Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are going to talk about something really, really weird. And technically, I've already clickbaited you hard. Clickbaited you hard, bruv. Yeah, because I put in the title something about Kickstarter and how this is a mental Kickstarter project, the like of which we've probably never seen. Actually, it won't be that because that title's too long. But I'm afraid I've already bamboozled you, because it's not technically about a Kickstarter anymore because the Kickstarter was cancelled. We are, of course, talking about Apocalypse Now, but you would have known that because I did put that in the title. And we're going to talk about the Apocalypse Now Kickstarter and how, much like the film, things seem to have just gone full mental real quick. So, as I'm sure you know, Apocalypse Now is a film from 1979, set in Vietnam. There's some guy going off on an assassination mission to murder a colonel who's gone mental and started a weird cult in the jungle. All very crazy, all very sort of acid trippy, mental. Critically acclaimed, fantastic. Why you choose to do a game now, I don't know. Admittedly, perhaps the technology wasn't quite there in earlier years for doing an Apocalypse Now game, given that it was 1979. And if you really want to do something really good with something like that, you could do it now. That would be great. It still seems like weird timing, although I will confess that I thought the Mad Max game was crazy. I was like, who the hell was like, oh yeah, well, it's been 20 years since the last Mad Max, which was shit. Let's make a game. And then Fury Road turned up, and everything seemed to make a little bit more sense, if you know what I mean. This, though, I don't know. So, this is the Kickstarter for Apocalypse Now. It's like Fallout New Vegas, on acid, in Vietnam. Cancelled. Dead. Gone. Finished. Blown out of the water. Capitulated. Hardcore. They wanted $900,000. They got $172,503 out of 2,711 backers, and with 7 days to go, funding was cancelled. Now, I think I can pinpoint a couple of reasons as to why that happened, okay? Firstly, the videos that were put out for the Kickstarter, that were on the Kickstarter page, just show clips from the movie and stuff. There's not really anything in the way of here is what we have made in the game, or here is the development so far. It's just, it kind of does the same thing that Elite Dangerous did, which, I mean, Elite Dangerous worked out okay in the end, but their Kickstarter was not fantastic because it was basically, it boiled down to, remember Elite? Remember how good it is? Do you love Elite? We want to make a new Elite. You should let us make a new Elite. Do you like Elite? Elite was fucking class. You should let us make a new one. As Kickstarters go, it was not exactly inspiring, and I think it mostly succeeded down to nostalgia and people going, well, it's Elite, isn't it? That's not really the way you want to do a Kickstarter, because it means it has absolutely no longevity and that people are more likely to just pass it by. And I think Apocalypse Now basically fell into that trap fairly severely. So, couple of videos, not really showing anything, just talking about Apocalypse Now and how they want to make a game out of Apocalypse Now. And then you've got the killer. For me, the killer for a Kickstarter is stuff like this. Oh my god, look at that look at all of that text. Apocalypse Now is going to be a video game. You're an assassin. You've been given the most dangerous, most secret, most controversial Special Forces mission in US history. But this game is not Call of Duty Vietnam. You will sneak, you will hide, you will gather resources, you will build characters, you will kill necessary, you make your first person. So far, so boring, right? That's, do not stick. Look, I've seen God knows how many Kickstarters for games, and this is not how to do one. And I think it shows that this is not how to do one, because they failed. They did not even raise a third of the funding that they needed to complete the Kickstarter. They needed $900,000. They didn't even get $300,000. I know they cancelled it before the time was up, but they were not going to hit it. They knew they weren't going to hit it. They knew that it was not going to work. They fell at the first hurdle, and it's down to a lackluster Kickstarter page that's got far too much text laid out in a terrible way. Single sentence paragraphs, don't do that. It looks awful, and it makes it damn near impossible to read in a coherent manner. It's like someone just talking in single sentences and then leaving a 5-second gap in between. If I did that, no fucker would watch anything I made, and I wouldn't blame them, because it's a really crap way of delivering your message. So, the Kickstarter's failed. What do? What does Apocalypse Now do? Well, they've cancelled it. End of story, right? There is no more Apocalypse Now game, they weren't able to get the funding they needed, therefore, the story is over. Except that would make this a really short video, because it would just be me going, look, Apocalypse Now didn't work. No, they go crazy, they go full Apocalypse Now on it, and they do this, which is baffling and mental. They cancel the Kickstarter, and then they move kickstarting the game over to their own website, apocalypsenow.com. So let's have a look. You've got the same videos that you had on the website. You've got the same pledges, just stuck on the front there. What happens if we go to pledge? Let's have a look. Let's see. So, they want to fund the game again. You've got 733 pledges this time, not as many as before. They have raised more, $272,555. But what the hell is this? $272,555 pledged of $5.9 million with 451 days remaining. $5.9 million. Are you having a laugh? What the fuck is going? Like, what is that? This is by far one of the craziest responses I've seen to a failed Kickstarter ever. I've seen people go off the rails. I've seen people go mental about, oh, what the fuck? This could have been a great game, but you didn't fund it. You know, there've been dev meltdowns. There've been people pissed off with the money, although that tends to happen a lot later. This is just. I mean, I admire the bravery and the commitment, but holy shit. So, they've gone from asking for $900,000 over the course of 31 days to asking for $5.9 million. $5.9 million? They've just taken the original goal of $900,000 and stuck a 5 on the front of it. They've extended the range to 451 days of kickstarting now. That's how long the campaign's going to go on for. 451 days. Like a year and... what, like a year and 3 months or something? That's insane. What is that reaction? And let's be honest, if you can't even raise a third of what you need for your project in the course of 31 days, how the fuck are you going to raise like an extra $5 million just by stretching out to 451 days? I mean, yeah, it is increasing the amount of time that people can pledge. That's true. Star Citizen did the same thing. And you might be sitting there thinking, but Kiri, Star Citizen did that, and I didn't see you making a video saying what the fuck are they doing. Yeah, but Star Citizen fucking blasted their goals. Their Kickstarting goals. They fucking annihilated them. They were having to add new fucking pledge goals every other day, because every time they added one, it was immediately surpassed by God knows how much. This didn't achieve its fucking... It just didn't achieve its pledge. It didn't achieve its target. The pledges were lacking, severely lacking. So they've just added an extra 5 million on top and given themselves an extra year and 3 months. It's mental. It's crazy. And you know what? By far one of the worst things about this is when you look at the Kickstarter page, right? We've already covered it. You don't really see much. There's not a huge amount. There's videos. There's God knows how many pictures from the film. Great, fantastic. Yep, that's still not really seeing anything in the way of gameplay or anything like that. It's just nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing of substance. There's nothing to draw people in. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, Kiri, what about the actual website? Surely that has got a load of stuff in it. Not really, no. No, it's pretty much the same. In fact, something I noticed earlier when I was looking at this, during January, they did an update about gameplay basics, and this is by Montgomery Markland. And they're talking about camera view. You would explore the jungles of South Vietnam and Cambodia circa 1969 in first-person perspective. You will explore an increasingly insane war zone in first person. You will engage in Special Forces combat. I don't know if you've noticed, it's just screenshots from other games. Like there's still nothing here. There's still nothing. I mean, that's from fucking Resident Evil 7, for God's sake. It's just crazy. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen a Kickstarter that has been so kind of, I guess, out of touch with what it is that they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to sell a game to people, but they're not showing them any gameplay. They're trying to sell an interactive experience without giving any sort of indication that they are building that interactive experience right now. They are trying to sell the concept of playing a popular film in game form whilst doing nothing but showing you the film. That's not how you do a successful Kickstarter. Generally speaking, you want a successful Kickstarter, you need to show people something, show them what you're making, show them what you've worked on, show them at least concept stuff. And you need to make it engaging and draw people in. Now, maintaining some sort of momentum after you've done those initial steps of providing something for people to look at and really selling the concept, that's difficult, okay? That's difficult by itself. But you've got to have a good start, you've got to have a good launch. Apocalypse Now has had a shit launch, okay? It's just been crap. You know it's been crap because it failed miserably in achieving its goal. Not even a third. Remember that, not even a third of what it needed. And the response to this, let's be honest, pretty abject failure is to increase the amount they want by $5 million, move the Kickstarter, like the fundraising, the crowdfunding, to their own website, so you don't even have things like being pushed to the front of Kickstarter's page. You don't have that extra bit of drive, that extra bit of traffic. Now, it might only be small, but it's something. They don't have that anymore. They've already had the Kickstarter launch, and they don't get another one. Like, you don't get to say, "Oh, we've moved it now, and it's way better," because that doesn't work. That rarely works. It's just such a mental response. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I get that you want to make the game. Okay, I understand that. I get that. But in the face of defeat, going, "Wow, well, we'll just make it so that we need even more, and it'll take even longer. That'll fix it." What? What the hell? Now, I'm going to keep a close eye on this. Well, I'm going to keep a close eye on this for the first couple of months, because I'll probably forget about it after that, because for fuck's sake, the crowdfunding is going on for like a year and a half, which is mental. I will be unbelievably, incredibly, almost inhumanly shocked if this thing actually reaches its goal. Okay? I will be amazed. You'll have to tell me to sit down before you show me it, because I will be fucking blown away. My mind will leak out of my ears. I will be that surprised. I cannot see it happening. It is a crazy response to failing your Kickstarter to just increase everything. And they haven't even improved the kickstarting element of what they're trying to sell. Like, they haven't even improved the initial pitch. It's the same as it was. And it didn't work the first time. So why do you think it's going to work the second time over the course of a fucking year? For $5 million more? What? It's mental. You know what? If you've seen any other crazy Kickstarters that have done shit like this, where they've just gone crazy and be like, "Oh, well, we want more. We want more. Pledge over there. We want more. And it's going to take longer." Let me know, because I don't think I've seen this before. I can't remember seeing something quite as just insane as this reaction has been to this failed Kickstarter. I just don't get it. Like, I don't get what they're doing at all. It's just utterly crazy to me. I feel like I need to go and have a lie down now. The confusion is too much. It's ruined my brain. Anyway, if you like that video, then like the video. Thank you very much. That'd be very nice. You can also subscribe. That would be quality. And you can check out my Patreon page if you want. And there's another video on there somewhere as well, so you can click that too. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Toodaloo.